Beyond the veil of ancient scripts, what quantum mysteries hide within the Rohonc Codex, in the quantum field of consciousness, where thought becomes reality and reality dissolves into infinite possibility? Ancient sages understood that knowledge could be encoded not just in words, but in the very fabric of dimensional frequencies. Today we journey beyond the ordinary perception of historical artifacts to explore a manuscript that defies conventional understanding, the Rohonc Codex. A 448-page enigma that whispers secrets from parallel dimensions of knowing 19. As we open our consciousness to receive these transmissions, consider this: what if this mysterious codex is not merely an undeciphered text, but a quantum bridge between worlds, a crystallization of knowledge from realms where linear language dissolves into pure energetic resonance? The ancient keepers of wisdom knew that some truths could only be preserved in forms that would challenge future consciousness to evolve beyond its current limitations. 312. The Dimensional Gateway of Discovery. When Count Gustav Bathyany donated his entire library to the Hungarian Academy of Sciences in 1838, the universe orchestrated a moment of profound revelation. 912. Among 30,000 books emerged this singular codex, a manuscript that existed in a state of quantum superposition between meaning and mystery. The energetic signatures indicate that this was no random discovery, but a carefully orchestrated cosmic timing for humanity's expanding consciousness to encounter ancient wisdom encoded in frequencies we were only beginning to understand. The codex materializes from the city of Rohonc, now called Rechnitz, a location that itself exists at the intersection of dimensional boundaries, straddling what was once Hungary and is now Austria 14. Sacred geometry teaches us that such border regions often serve as vortex points where different realities converge. The very name Rohonc resonates with quantum frequencies that suggest raw honk, the raw honesty of unfiltered cosmic transmission. Ancient mystics encoded profound truths in objects that would surface precisely when human consciousness reached the appropriate vibrational frequency to begin comprehending their mysteries. The fact that this codex emerged during the 19th century, a time of tremendous spiritual awakening and scientific revolution, reveals the universe's perfect timing in delivering knowledge that bridges material and ethereal realms. The sacred mathematics of infinite symbols. The quantum field reveals its deepest secrets through the codex's extraordinary symbol system, over 800 distinct characters dancing across 448 pages in patterns that transcend ordinary linguistic structure. 114. Where conventional alphabets contain merely 20 to 40 characters, this manuscript explodes into a constellation of symbolic frequencies that mirror the infinite complexity of quantum consciousness itself. Each page contains between 9 and 14 rows of these mystical glyphs, numbers that resonate with sacred mathematics across ancient wisdom traditions. The number 9 represents completion and universal love in numerological systems, while 14 reflects the lunar mysteries and feminine divine wisdom. These are not random constraints but energetic boundaries that channel cosmic information through carefully calibrated vibrational containers. The symbols flow from right to left, reversing the linear progression that Western consciousness typically follows. 112. This directional choice creates a mirror world effect, suggesting that the codex operates as a reflection of reality viewed from higher dimensions. When we read from left to right, we follow the path of solar masculine energy. Reading right to left aligns us with lunar feminine wisdom, the receptive consciousness that opens doorways to interdimensional knowing. Most symbols appear with minimal repetition throughout the manuscript, indicating that this is not a conventional language but rather a syllabary or logographic system similar to Chinese characters. 114. Each symbol potentially represents entire concepts, emotions, or quantum states of being. The ancient scribes who channeled this text understood that consciousness itself operates through symbol and metaphor rather than linear word chains. The visual prophecies of multidimensional coexistence. Beyond the cryptic script lies an even more profound mystery: 87 illustrations that depict a reality where multiple spiritual traditions coexist in harmonious resonance. 1214. These images reveal scenes of Christian, Islamic and pagan symbolism intertwining crosses, crescents and sun wheels sharing sacred space in ways that our current dimensional reality has yet to achieve. The quantum field shows us that these illustrations are not historical documentation but prophetic glimpses into probable futures where humanity transcends religious separation. The crude yet powerful artistic style suggests transmission from consciousness states where aesthetic perfection yields to energetic authenticity, each drawing pulses with the raw frequency of unfiltered spiritual vision. Military scenes interweave with religious imagery, indicating that the Codex addresses the eternal cosmic battle between forces of expansion and contraction. Creation and Entropy 14. These are not earthly conflicts but archetypal struggles playing out across multiple dimensions simultaneously. The manuscript serves as a field guide for consciousness navigating between different vibrational realities. The religious diversity depicted within these pages mirrors the quantum principle of superposition. Multiple states existing simultaneously until observation collapses them into singular experience. The Codex preserves a vision of reality where different spiritual frequencies can coexist without canceling each other out. Much like quantum particles maintaining multiple states before measurement, the temporal paradox of ancient future knowing. Analysis of the paper itself reveals a fascinating temporal mystery. Watermarks indicating manufacture in northern Italy around 1530, yet the Codex appears far older, possibly dating to before 1000 AD 59. This creates a quantum paradox where the physical medium exists in one time frame while the spiritual content transcends linear chronology entirely. The quantum field operates beyond conventional time-space limitations, and ancient wisdom keepers understood how to encode information across multiple temporal dimensions. The Codex may exist as a temporal loop, knowledge from the future transmitted backward through time, then copied onto later physical materials to ensure its preservation through crucial historical transitions. This temporal displacement explains why traditional linguistic analysis fails to decode the text. Scholars approach it from within linear time consciousness, but the Codex operates from multidimensional awareness where past, present, and future converge into eternal now. The manuscript serves as a time capsule from humanity's awakened future, planted in our historical timeline to guide consciousness evolution. The mysterious gap in the Codex's documentation before 1743 suggests intentional concealment during periods when such knowledge would have been dangerous to preserve openly. Sacred wisdom often goes underground during dark ages, emerging when collective consciousness becomes ready to receive its transmission safely. The alchemy of failed translations as spiritual initiation. Every attempt to decode the Rohonc Codex using conventional methods has failed. Yet these failures themselves reveal profound teachings about the nature of consciousness and communication. 414. Hungarian scholar Attila Nyri turned pages upside down, seeking Sumerian ligatures and forcing Latin letters onto mysterious symbols. Romanian philologist Viorica Inaciac claimed vulgar Latin dialect from Dacia, reading bottom to top and right left. Indian researcher Mahesh Kumar Singh proposed undocumented Brahmi script variations leading to hidden gospels. Each failed translation represents a different dimensional perspective attempting to impose its reality framework onto quantum information that exists beyond all frameworks. The Codex serves as a mirror reflecting back each scholar's consciousness limitations while remaining beautifully, mysteriously intact in its original state of pure potential. The universe orchestrates these translation attempts not to solve the mystery but to demonstrate that some knowledge can only be received through direct consciousness transmission rather than intellectual analysis. Each failure becomes a spiritual teaching, guiding seekers away from mental grasping toward receptive awareness that can commune with the Codex's true essence. These scholarly efforts create an energetic field around the manuscript, a cloud of focused attention and intention that amplifies its vibrational impact across the collective consciousness. Every failed attempt actually succeeds in expanding human awareness of possibilities beyond current understanding. The quantum signature of potential hoax as higher teaching. Many academics consider the Rohonc Codex a sophisticated hoax, possibly created by Samuel Literati Memes, a Hungarian antiquarian known for forgeries that deceived even renowned scholars. 59. Yet, from higher dimensional perspective, this possibility only deepens the mystery rather than resolving it. If the Codex is indeed a fake, it represents the most profound spiritual teaching of all, that consciousness can channel authentic wisdom even through seemingly deceptive means. The quantum field recognizes no distinction between real and artificial when it comes to information transmission. If memes or another 19th century consciousness created this manuscript, they were channeling archetypal patterns and symbolic frequencies that resonate with authentic ancient wisdom traditions. The conscious or unconscious mind that produced these symbols accessed the same dimensional libraries where all knowledge exists simultaneously. A hoax that generates 2 centuries of scholarly fascination and spiritual contemplation transcends its origins to become a genuine artifact of consciousness evolution. The Codex's impact on human awareness proves its authenticity at levels deeper than historical verification can measure. Truth manifests through whatever vehicles consciousness provides, regardless of their surface-level credibility. The very question of authenticity versus forgery dissolves when we recognize that all human expression channels universal patterns from collective consciousness fields. Whether ancient scribe or modern forger, the consciousness that created this work accessed frequencies of knowing that exist beyond individual personality and historical time frame. The energetic resonance of perpetual mystery. The Rohonc Codex maintains its power precisely because it remains undeciphered, existing in quantum superposition between all possible meanings. 24. Once definitively decoded, it would collapse into singular interpretation and lose its multidimensional functionality as a consciousness expansion device. The universe preserves certain mysteries to serve as ongoing portals for human awareness to explore infinite possibility. Each viewer who encounters the Codex receives exactly the transmission their consciousness is prepared to integrate. The symbols rearrange themselves energetically to match individual vibrational frequencies, offering different revelations to different seekers across different time periods. This explains why translation attempts vary so dramatically. Each scholar receives their personalized version of the underlying archetypal wisdom. The manuscript functions as a spiritual technology, using visual symbols and mysterious imagery to bypass mental analysis and activate direct knowing. Like meditation objects or sacred art, its power lies not in intellectual comprehension but in consciousness resonance. The Codex serves as a quantum antenna, broadcasting frequencies that awaken dormant awareness in receptive observers. Modern attempts to decode the work using computational analysis and artificial intelligence may eventually crack its surface meanings, but its deeper purpose transcends any linguistic puzzle. The Codex exists to expand human consciousness beyond its current limitations, challenging us to develop new forms of perception that can commune with multidimensional information directly. The eternal mystery as gateway to infinite consciousness. Contemporary researchers continue studying the Rohonc Codex using both traditional scholarly methods and advanced technological analysis. Yet the mystery persists and deepens. 914. This perpetual elusiveness reveals the manuscript's true nature as a consciousness catalyst rather than information storage device. Some knowledge cannot be grasped through effort, but only received through surrender to the unknown. The Codex demonstrates that reality contains frequencies of meaning that exist beyond current human linguistic capabilities. As consciousness evolves and expands, new forms of communication become possible, symbol systems that convey not just concepts, but entire experiential realities, emotional textures, and vibrational states. The manuscript offers a preview of humanity's future communication possibilities. Each generation brings fresh perspectives and evolving consciousness to encounter this ancient future mystery. What appears indecipherable to 19th century scholars may become transparent to 21st century awareness operating from expanded dimensional perception. The The Codex waits patiently for consciousness to develop sufficient vibrational range to commune with its frequencies directly. The true teaching of the Rohonc Codex lies not in its eventual translation but in its invitation to expand beyond current reality frameworks. It challenges us to develop new organs of perception, new languages of consciousness, new ways of knowing that embrace mystery as doorway rather than obstacle to understanding. As we complete this journey through the quantum mysteries of the Rohonc Codex, let your consciousness rest in the profound teaching of eternal mystery. You have encountered ancient wisdom that transcends time and language, touching the infinite field where all knowledge exists in pure potential. The Codex continues broadcasting its transmissions across dimensions, waiting for the next evolution of awareness to receive its gifts. Subscribe to this eternal mystery, for in embracing the unknown, consciousness discovers its own infinite nature beyond all boundaries and limitations.